All right, first up, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to discuss some major tips and guidelines on how we can build a business image so that it stands out. I decided to focus primarily on not the typical tips and guidelines that we use in order to build a social media presence, considering that this is something which has been discussed extensively during webinars in past 6 months, considering everybody was online and everybody was looking for different strategies. So I have taken up an approach which is less discussed and is highly important. I will be sharing with you my screen in order to share different ideas so that you are able to make use of what I'm saying later on with reference to some visuals. Kindly stay with me, and whenever you have to start and participate in a discussion, give me a text in the chat box and I will unmute you so that you can share your views with us. All right, so today we are going to talk about why it is important for us to work on building a business image that helps us stand out. My name is Noshin Mukhtar. Let me introduce myself in a little bit of detail to you. I'm a branding strategist. I help businesses build a powerful brand. I help personal brands primarily. I'm an entrepreneur. I have launched Noshin Mukhtar International, which is a PR and marketing agency, Style Femina, which is a women's magazine, and YesGulf, which is a networking community that allows businesses to share referrals and grow together. So YesGulf is a community that allows business introductions and growth through a referral system. I'm also a PR strategist and a business consultant. As a business consultant, I help businesses grow, troubleshoot growth hiccups, and overcome any challenges that they are having in their growth plans. I'm a startup mentor. I love helping startups because I know once I was also a startup and I can understand how challenging it could be to build something from ground up. I have lectured for business, helping young graduates understand why businesses matter, how to set up a business, and how to run it successfully and make your mark. So today we are going to understand how we can shape public perception of us and our business, and what steps we need to take to make others trust you, connect with you, and buy from you. It is important for people to know you. It is very important for you to project an image of yourself now more than ever before. I hope you understand my point when I say that it's highly important for you to stand out, to create a public image. I'm not saying that you need to stand out in a way that you are not in congruity, not in coherence with your inner core. What I mean is that you're going to unleash your awesome and let the world how wonderful you are. And that's what's going to make you stand out. Um, when you ask this question from yourself, do people know me? You need to ask yourself also who they really are, and are they talking, or they are just silently watching you. There is a big difference in these things. Why should I even think about it? All right, so do people know me? Yes, people have to know you, and you need to take multiple steps to ensure that a large number of people around you know you. And it's equally important for you to understand who those people are, because if you are not aware of who's watching you, who is following you, who is talking to you, and who is talking about you, there will be a lot of difficulty for you in generating business. And I will explain next how. Why should I even think about it? Yes, you should think about it because your public image, your public, the perception of public about yourself, and the way they are interacting with you determines the life of your business, determines the success of your business, determines how many people are actually going to become your customers in future and are going to sustain your vision and your business with you. All right. So when it comes to thinking about people's perception, when it comes to thinking about who is saying what about you, yes, I know there are mixed feelings, and many entrepreneurs feel that there is no point in wondering about people's perception about my business image. But that is absolutely wrong. You know why? Because if people have a positive perception about your business, they will talk about it more often. They will spread the news about your business. They will refer your business to other people who could benefit from it. They will help you grow. When you are suffering, they might stand by you. So, keeping all these 4 points in view, it's very important for you to consciously work on building a perception around your business so that people know when they are around you what they should expect, what they should respect, and what they should do. All right. There are two types of people. I'm going to make it very interesting now. Two types of people I say, and I will show you more than two. There are family and friends. That's a group. Yeah. Your family is closest to you, and your friends like you, and they're going to stand by you, right? We all know our family and friends are going to stand by us. So, what happens when you have a startup and you've just launched it? Your family are the people who are going to help you promote it in the first place, right? And then your friends are going to talk about it and refer you to people so that they can buy from you. But that's not going to happen in the second and the third and the fourth and the fifth year, right? Family will stand by you, but definitely their connections will exhaust, and you will have to have clients from an outer circle that is not your immediate contact, that is not your relatives or friends, and other people that goes beyond your clients. So when it comes to reshaping perceptions and controlling views about yourself as an entrepreneur and your business or your startup, you need to make sure that your friends, your family members, these two are your closest circles. The third layer of your clients and the people who are around you are talking about your brand in meaningful ways to achieve three objectives. One is to educate others. Second is to spread awareness about your brand. Third is to market your brand. And fourth is to support you in emotional and um, psychological ways so that you don't feel that you are all alone and there is nobody to stand by you. What makes people talk positively about you? Did you ever think about it? How can you make people talk positive about you and your business? It's definitely the experiences that you and your business offers and the image that you carry. So, when it comes to experiences, let's say first, let me explain it in a way that I have an e-commerce store. So what kind of experience do I want people to carry from the store? Something very basic could be quick delivery, quality of products, something easy to interact with system, great customer services system again in place that helps people know the brand, that helps people make successful purchases from from the brand, and that helps people understand that they can come back to the brand for fulfilling their needs. That is experience. When it comes to personal brands such as coaches and trainers and teachers and authors, definitely experiences and human relationships take the lead because their services are related to people, are for the people, and therefore it's the people who needs to be satisfied and made happy. Why your image is important? Your image is actually the way the world sees you, the way the people see you. And it's important because it means something to them. They might be able to connect different attributes with your image. It could be the quality of strength, it could be the quality of resilience, it could be an attribute of honesty, it could be an attribute of integrity, it could be timeliness, it could be creativity, it could be innovation, it could be many things that you need to attach with a concept that you are giving to people, that you need to integrate into experiences that you're offering to your audience, because that will help people talk positively about you and your business, and definitely will make you stand out. Now, when it comes to public experiences with your brand, the first people who are going to think in experience terms are the people who are going to buy from you, your customers. So, what drives them to buy from you is again how positively you interact with them and how positively their experience comes out with your brand. So 34.6% of your customers will focus on your actions, on what you do, on the work, and 65.4% people will focus on how your brand or yourself makes them feel. So, what comes first? It's the experience and the feeling. It's the emotions that you are able to create in people that makes you stand out, that makes you a winner. All right. I have made some quick points here from research. It's important for you to stand out because it will help you appear as someone who is an authentic brand. And 91% of consumers have accepted the fact that they buy from a brand that they feel is more authentic. On the other hand, you need to understand that your brand name is easy, is relatable, stands out, appealing, and prominent, and is in good books. So when it is in good books, definitely a larger number of customers are going to purchase from it. And 77% of consumers, according to research, have made purchases based on a brand name. So your name matters a lot. And how you establish that is what we're going to discuss next. Your 78% of consumers appreciate brands' social activities. Therefore, it's very important for you to be very active socially. Now, when it comes to social activities, does it really mean that you just have to be active on your social media? And that will be a social activity? Do you think that? Could you quickly drop a few sentences for me here, telling me if it is important just to have social media? In my experience, the social activities go far beyond the social media. They go towards activism, they go towards philanthropy, they go toward the value that you bring to the society as an entrepreneur, as a brand, as it allows your activities allow people to understand why you matter and how you can offer them support. So when you are making charities, when you are running campaigns, social campaigns for social welfare, those count as your social activity. And they matter for a brand far more than anything else because that is the real value that you are providing to the society at large. Now, your marketing messages are also very important because they reach 561% more people, but that happens when people are sharing your message, not just yourself. So it's important for you to build a tribe where people are connected to you, they are willing to be a part of your mission, where they are carrying the same kind of vision, and they are there to share whatever you are doing, whatever you are setting off for. And resharing will actually add real value towards building your brand's message and its voice. Now, advertisements are ignored. You see that? 80% of consumers ignore ads on the sides of websites and search results. Now, coming from a marketing agency, if you ask me, okay, what are the quick ways of generating leads? I'm going to say, okay, let's start an advertising campaign. This is typical. Everybody is going to say that. But in reality, what do you do when you see an ad? When I'm watching a video on YouTube, on TV, it comes and an ad will pop up. My first instinct will be to skip ad and move on to the real content that I want to watch. It's the same way for Instagram ads. When I see an ad, my first instinct would be to skip ads and move on to the real content that I really wanted to see, right? Until and unless the ad is very attractive. So if you're thinking that advertising will be your way out towards building your brand, you know what my next answer is? No, it doesn't work that way. You need to go beyond that. Your reputation management, your establishment of brand authority, your campaigns towards actually building your brand presence in the market goes way beyond the paid ads. It goes way beyond the search results. It goes towards your reputation. It goes towards the credibility. It amounts towards your social activity. It amounts to the kind of actions your brand is taking towards welfare. All right, 84% of people purchase a product because of its strong reputation. So this is what we are going to talk about, how we can have appreciation from people around us. What is strong reputation? And how we can, yes, go. And how we can build it. How we can create a brand name that people know. How we can win the respect that says, that vouches for authenticity and says, yes, this is a brand which is real and authentic, and we need to connect with it and we can trust it for services. All right. There are 4 factors that can help you set off on a campaign towards building your brand's reputation, a reputation that will help you grow. The first one is visibility. Now, when it comes to visibility, it amounts to these 4 segments that are mentioned here: your website, your your website, your digital offline content, which is everywhere, your videos, your podcasts, your YouTube channel, the stuff that you're creating, your advertisements that are paid advertisements on different channels, your website, everything included. This amounts to visibility, right? It shows, it allows people who are not around you, who are not your family and friends, to find you, to understand that, yes, this brand exists. This is your step 1. So as a startup, you need to cover this first step first. Your website should be professionally sound, should convey the right brand messages. Your social media should be updated regularly, should carry the brand's essence that you are creating. Your advertisements should be in alignment with what you're offering on other channels, and your content needs to be equally powerful. But when it comes to actually impressioning the public, it's different. And in order to build public relations, you need to go beyond this. You need to actually make your mark in the hearts of people. You need to have good customer services. This is one way of making your mark in the hearts of people. Then you need to have your reviews and customer experiences that speak in your favor in order to show the world that you are the brand that they can trust. But do you think that all of this is enough to allow you to build your public relations? No, there is more. So here are 4 stages that you need to go through in order to create more impressions in the hearts of your people, your consumers, your public, your audience. First one is sensation. Your audience should be able to feel the brand, should be able to relate to the brand, should be able to understand its value, should be able to connect with the value system that it's representing, should be able to feel it in terms of, should be appealing to the eye, should be appealing to taste if it's a restaurant, should be should be wonderfully appealing to the sensory system related to your sense of smell if it's a perfume, and a food and beverages system, should be very, very easy to understand and should carry the emotional appeal that can make people love it. Then attention. You need to engage your audience. You need to capture their attention. So in order to get their attention, what are some of the actions you should be taking? First one, be very active socially. Participate in activities that matter, that are result oriented, that are there to bring some change in society. Then serve people. Go beyond the typical normal business activity and serve the people. For instance, when it was COVID-19, what happened was a lot of brands actually decided to serve the people and they gained attention. How did they do that? They engaged in a supportive system by giving, excuse me, employees extra benefits. They also financed issues for different employees who were in trouble. Apart from serving their own employees, they went out to the society. They saw people who were becoming homeless, were facing adversity due to COVID-19, and they helped them out financially. And that's how they were able to get attention. Now, when it comes to interpretation, the messages that your brand is, the messages that your brand projects to the world should be easily interpretable. They should be they should be ethically sound. They should be contributing towards the moral soundness of the society. They should be easily readable in terms of people should be able to understand those messages. So you need to work on interpreting your brand for them. And then the kind of experiences your brand offers people should be retainable. They should be able to remember their experience with the brand in good words. If you are check marking these four in your present activities very well, it means you are on your way towards success and it's going to be a joyride. Now, when it comes to improving perceptions of your existing public circle, you need to understand that there has to be enough positive talk coming from your brand. You know what it means? Positive talk doesn't mean just your success stories. You know, very few people will be interested in how much business you are making. They will be more interested in understanding how many people you have helped. They will be more interested in understanding what makes you different. And if you're different, what duties are you performing that are actually helping people? You know what I mean by helping people. You're adding value to other people's lives. So step one is do not sell at people. When we start selling at people, they run away. Instead, use strategic advertising and selective perception marketing. When it comes to selective perception marketing, it's very simple to understand. You need to focus on not selling your product. You need to focus on offering an experience. You need to focus on underpinning one idea that you want to convey to the people without telling them buy this. That is your selective perception marketing. Promote, because promoting is not sinful. It is forgivable, but promote in a way that people feel you are creating stories, that people feel you're entertaining, that people feel you're educating them, that people feel that you empathize with them, that people feel that you are understanding their needs. That way of promoting will be your winning way. Now, yes, empathy makes wonders, and your stories are the best ways to create empathy. They allow you to talk to your people. Talking to people means people can relate and connect with you, and they will understand that you are going through the same kind of emotions they experience. Use other platforms to increase visibility of those stories. Now, we're going to talk about using other platforms in detail, because these platforms are not just your website or your social media. These platforms are not even your newsletters. These platforms go beyond that. And how we are going to do that is coming next. You need to build a community. Now, building a community in these days is much more easier than it was before, because you can use multiple channels of communication in order to get people towards contributing towards your social conversations. So the prime medium that you are going to rely on for building a community is going to be your social media. So there are Facebook groups that you can make use of. There are LinkedIn groups that you can make use of. And you can get into those conversations that are more meaningful, less entertaining, but entertainment should also be there. That are more meaningful means are towards offering solutions to the problem, are making meaningful discussions for the people, are giving them different ideas, not just yourself, but the entire community is contributing towards them. Now, when it comes to building a community, it goes towards how often you speak with the community and what to post on the social media. Now, this is something which is very simple. A lot of people think that if I post once in a week, it's enough. All right, if you feel that people want to hear from you once in a week, it's okay. But I personally feel people want to hear from me 3 or 4 times in a day, and they want to understand how my life is going on. So, as an entrepreneur, what I believe is a good entrepreneur, a passionate entrepreneur, shows the same passion that drives her into everything. And that passion should also show in the conversations that you're making on social media. So your personal presence on the social media matters a lot. And that's where your first PR starts. Getting feedback from people around you makes a big difference. So if you're consulting or offering a service or selling a product and people are experiencing something wonderful as a result, take up your phone. It's quick. Take up your phone and have a quick 1 30-second review from your clients. Keep it safe with you and keep on increasing the numbers. That will help you build a tribe. That will help you build a reputation. And then share it on your social media, share it on your website, send it off via newsletter to people. I'm sure everybody will be very happy to listen to those wonderful reviews. Now, there are two types that you can have: textual reviews and visual reviews, and both work equally well. And trust me, if you're not taking reviews, you're missing out big. Improvise consistently on your visibility strategy. If you're more visible, it's definitely going to bring you more benefits. Publish your testimonials that you're receiving from your clients more often, because when you do that, it adds to the credibility of wonderful services that you're offering. Now, when it comes to PR campaign, so far I was generalizing on how you can make yourself visible in order to improve perceptions of your brand and your business. But when it comes to campaigning, do you think that you have a campaign in place? How many of you have actually tried a campaign and did it work? Can we have some quick text messages here in the chats? Did you try a public relations campaign for your brand or for yourself? Did it really work? What were the results like? A public relations campaign is also the same campaign that you run via your social media, and it's engaging your people in order to create more understanding towards your brand, in order to create more awareness of what you do so that they're understanding you better. So, how far has it been working for you and your brand? Has it been helpful? You can drop your messages in the chat. All right. So when it comes to your PR campaigns, we go towards the presentation once again, and we talk about what are the different steps we need to take in order to set up a powerful campaign for PR. All right, going back to where we were. There are some small steps that we need to take in order to start with a powerful PR campaign. The first one is look at your media relations. Majority of the startups do not care for this because they are busy in doing two things. One, set up the business, create products and services, define products and services, and then put them up everywhere. Second, sell, 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 sell. The first year is spent in selling, in trying to sell. On the contrary, if you work on this, it will work better. How? I know that 99% of the entrepreneurs think that their idea is amazing and they are willing to prove it everywhere, right? All right. Take up your first 3 months in hand. Finish with setting up the business, setting up your product and services plan, set up your pricing, complete that, finish, done. And I'm sure while you're doing this, you're definitely looking for clients because obviously you have to finance it, right? On the side, once you are through this hectic process of completing your, let's say, the initial stages of business, write or get help in writing. Create a wonderful story, a beautiful brand story that appeals to a larger audience. A story that tells why you're doing what you're doing. A story that tells why you have decided to change your life and what are the steps that you are taking. The more you will share it through different media channels, the more will be impact for you. Then build community relationships. Your community relationships will come from your tribe. Work on your social and corporate responsibility as a startup that will give you limelight. Work on crisis communication because crisis communication will help you in understanding how you will behave, and it will also help it will also help in showing to the public how the public will react in times that are not easy, that are related to some critical situation. Now, when it comes to building media relations, you have to ensure that during your life as a startup or as a business, you have enough actions which are conveyable to the media, could be of interest to the media, so that you're able to have regular press sent out to different publications and you're able to have your media appearances. If you are able to take care of this, you're very well positioned. When it comes to community relations, by people, for people, and with people should be your approach. So your brand should be working towards adding benefit to the lives of people. Because if your focus remains on the issues that you're solving for people, if your focus remains on benefiting the people and not just on making money, you will definitely be able to have a bigger impact and sounder public relations. When it comes to social and corporate responsibility, it's important for you to think in terms of issues that go beyond financial challenges. Think beyond issues that go beyond getting new clients. Think in terms of ethics. Think about helping people. Think about making charities. Think about contributing towards the environment. When you start working for these causes, other things become easier for you because people see you as someone who's driven by a mission rather than someone who is starting a business to make money. Listen, it's very easy and it's already understood. Every business owner starts a business with the intention to make money, but money is not the primary goal. There are more goals, there are larger goals, there are stronger goals than just the monetary benefit. And you need to put your finger on that. Once you have decided it, it's definitely going to be much easier for you to grow as a business because then a larger group of people, a larger number of entities would be interested in their association with you than just your immediate customers. It's very hard to multiply your existing clients, but it is very easy to find new clients. New clients who are attracted to you because of your brand's message. New clients who are attracted to you because of your representation of your social responsibilities. New clients who are inside your community and are willing to trust you with their own issues so that you can solve them for them. Now, when it comes to crisis communication, it's again your reputation management during a crisis. And this is why I keep coming to crisis communication because it's an integral part of your PR strategy and we cannot ignore it. Like, I know it's not all roses and what do they call it? Roses and I don't know what for people. So there is more to entrepreneurship than that. There are challenges, there are times when you make mistakes and you need to cover those mistakes up and to give a public message that shows that you've not given up, you're still holding fast to your values and still making good. So that's where your crisis communication will help you. Now, why would you care about making public perception? Because it helps you in creating the right impact. It helps you educate public about yourself, about your mission, about your business's mission. It gives you 100% more exposure to the society. It makes you stand out among people. It makes people understand that you're out there to do something beyond just running a business. It also helps you amplify your unique selling proposition. It makes you different from other entrepreneurs. It gives you 100% more social life. When you're more socially active, your circle grows. And when your circle grows, it brings you more people who are willing to trust you and are able to buy from you. It gives a longer life to your brand and it builds your reputation. Now, you will be more valued when you make to the news. And how do you make to the news? By innovating, by experimenting, by taking the leap and doing something that other people are not doing. Look at this example, under 30 alumni who turned salted egg snacks into a multi-million-dollar business. This is definitely news because they have created something different. They have done something that makes them stand out. Similarly, if you are making back towards something, if you are making something larger than life, if you are creating a product that is amazing and deserves a lot of praise, it will help you be in the news. And trust me, all media channels are looking for the news all the time. They need it. So you just need to unleash your awesome in order to get into the news. Now, one way of standing out is sharing your story, and your story becomes the love for everyone. And all publications would love to have it. You understand my point? You're going to discuss how you became who you are. What were some of the hiccups? Who were the people supporting you during your journey? Why your journey matters? What makes your journey different from other people's journey? This is a story in itself because my story is different from yours, and your story is different from everybody else's. And that's what's going to make you stand out. Now, when you're raising your voice, what are you doing? You're expressing a powerful opinion, an opinion that matters a lot, an opinion that goes beyond the obvious, an opinion that shows perhaps you are driven by passion, that shows you are talented, that shows you have a view different from everybody else's, and that sets you apart, and that's take you to the news. How do you do that? These are 4 steps that you can take in order to stand out. The first one is collaborate with different influences. The reason why I say this is because influencers have expanded outreach. They have millions and millions of people who are watching them. So when you appear with them on their platforms, you get attention. And attention will bring you some followers, and followers will bring you business. And that will also add more credibility and more authority to your brand. I'm not saying that influencer marketing is something that we should not go ahead with. What I'm saying is we need to engage in more and more influencer collabs because they really matter. Because the people who are following these influencers are there for a reason. So I know there is someone in the room with beauty business. This influencer collabs can work 100% with your brand, especially for the new brands, because influencers already have the credibility. There are people who are with them. They already have a tribe. When you tap into an influencer's network, you are actually merging your smaller tribe with a bigger tribe. And when you do that, there is some movement that comes towards you and brings more attention towards you. And you're able to build your tribe on the basis of that. So when it comes to traditional submissions, you should create stories about your brands and your brand's progress and submit them to press, submit articles to different publications, write editorials and different features, and share with the editors. Since all media is all the time looking for content, they are definitely going to choose the one which is more striking, more authentic, and more interesting. So make your story interesting, add some great features to it, and let's share it. Campaigning can work very well. You know, I'm working with a brand that runs campaigns every weekend related to raising awareness for health and also raising some funds for underprivileged uh, countries where pure water is not available. And that campaign is working like magic. You know, the real life campaigns can actually add a lot of value to your startup. They can build a quick community of real people around you who share the same kind of passion and the same kind of vision of helping people. That can also make you more uh, approachable, and people will appreciate your efforts more, because this is not just the social media activism. It's a real campaign in real life where real people's lives are impacted. So imagine when you're launching a campaign where real people's lives um, are more important, where real actions are taken to make a difference. Definitely the impact is larger and long lasting. If you need to set up a campaign, we can discuss it. I feel the vibe. All right. The non-traditional subs are the submissions you make through collabs. So you talk to different wonderful people who are hosting podcasts, have YouTube channels, are hosting webinars and seminars, and definitely use other people's stages in order to talk about things which are interesting, important, and are exclusively your expertise, because that will position you as an expert, add more credibility to your brand, will reshape public opinion about you as a brand who is authoritative, and will certainly make credibility graph go higher for you. If you have not launched your own podcast, or you're not hosting your own webinars, you're missing out on things that are big. All right. Remember in this slide, I was talking about traditional subs and submitting press and articles. All right. Here are a few websites where you can do multiple things. Submit.com is a website with lots and lots of lists. And these lists give you access to different publications and also to directories where you can submit information about your brand. And this information can easily help you in getting more attention from your audience. I hope you understand my point. I just stopped sharing the screen in order to look at the chat, because I wanted to see what is happening, if there are some comments for me here, but I couldn't find any. So when it comes to a newstip.com, this is a website that covers your space quickly and helps you in finding the journalists that will allow you to connect with them through their tweets. So by looking at the tweets of those journalists, you will be able to understand which one is the right person for your brand and why you should connect with them. And then you can quickly connect with them and go ahead with perhaps a wonderful article to get published in one of the publications. Now, when it comes to pitchengine.co, it is a product which is created by some good people at Pitch Engine. It allows you to compose a pitch from your email itself. You can use it anywhere. And that little pitch will present your content to different publications. And it's very easy to use. It's easy to use for all those people who are creating their press for their brand. Now, when it comes to foundersuite.com, this is a very robust and simple to use platform for startups. You can organize and track press. You can contact different journalists. You can also acquire a timely, let's say, response from different journalists, because the people are easily listed here. I'm sharing my screen again so that you can see what I'm talking about. 1 second, please. All right. So you can make use of these resources in a few easy steps. They are all online. You can simply go to these websites and definitely send off your content here for getting featured in these places. Yes, they have lists of different and links of different what do we call editors and journalists that you can make use of. Now, directly contacting editors is also recommended, but it's very difficult to get your email read. So having someone who has good media relations can also work very well for you. Now, moving back, when I said that having strong public image and appearing in different publications matters a lot, what I meant was that when you're sharing your story and it's appearing in credible, well-reputed publications, it has a very different impact. First thing first, it it shows your story, it exposes your story to a larger audience. It positions you as a business leader. It gives you more attention, and it also helps you in sending your message to people who could be genuinely interested in working with you. So that's something that will build your business's reputation very strongly. Appearing in the electronic media is still a win-win situation, and it can happen very easily if you have a strong opinion and you want to share that opinion on a bigger platform to a bigger audience. Now, campaigning, sending out traditional contents, influencer collabs are simple, easy steps that do not cost you much. The traditional subs might be costly, but campaigning and influencer collabs are not expensive at all, and any startup can easily afford to do that. All you need to do is make affiliates who are willing to support you in the cause, and they will be very much happy to help you. These are my contact details. Feel free to connect with me, and we can work together in understanding how your brand can grow further. You can take a picture of my contact details for future reference. All right, I will stop sharing my screen now and would like to have any questions from the audience.